December 22nd, 2022. You guessed it. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Are y'all ready to head right for the middle of the monster? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a thing off the movie, the George Clooney movie, A Perfect Storm, where she's yelling at him, telling him you're headed straight towards the middle of the monster. This weather's going to get cold. Now that's the honest truth. We may get snow here, we may get ice, but the main thing is we're going to get cold. We're going to get real cold. I hope you took the time that you winterized your home. If you got outside faucets that you've drained them or you've covered them up with something to keep them from freezing. I hope you filled any cracks or anything like that in your house that lets wind through, because it's going to get cold and it's going to be a lot of wind with this. It always is. When we have a storm come through, you get wind. You know that. I don't need to tell you that. A lot of people, though, they're acting like on the news that this is just the first time something like this has ever happened. It's weather. We're in winter. Winter started December 21st. People think, November, that little cold snap in November, that was fall. That's not winter. That was a fall storm that come through. We'll probably have another one. In my area, I've told you before, we always get cold around Christmas, and then we'll have another chance of a cold air mass and possible snow around the 21st of January. I do not know how that happens every year the same way, but it does. But I hope you're prepared for what's coming. I hope you have secondary ways to heat in case the power goes out. Ways to cook, ways to stay warm. You need to bundle up. A lot of people's telling you the 3 P's: people, pipes, and pets. The 4th P is boss prepping. You need to be watching boss prepping while you're staying in this cold weather if you're not going out in it. And be sure to like and share all the videos to all your friends and family. But on a serious note, guys, it gets cold from time to time. Now this is going to get really cold here. I have personally seen it here in my area. I can't give you an exact year. I seen it around -4, -5, but that was early in the morning. It come through and went away within a day. This one's going to stay for 2 or 3 days. It's not coming and turning cold and going to stay cold all winter. We're going to be back in the 60s here next week, probably about this time. But you need to get prepped up. Things like this is exactly why we prep. I personally expect the power to probably go out. Number one, a lot of people are going to be cranking up the heat dials. If we do get a little ice or something and that wind comes through, we could have some power lines down. But you need to make sure you have secondary ways to cook, stay warm. Water is very important. Your pipes freeze, you're out of water. I hope, if all you've got right now in your house is empty milk jug or empty Coke bottle or something like that, or if you got a bucket, fill a couple up just in case your water freezes so you can still flush your toilets, so you can still use them. There's 2 ways of doing it. You can pour it straight down the bowl or you can pour it in a tank. Either way you want to do it. But you still got a little bit of time if you're down here where I'm at in Alabama, Tennessee area. It's starting to come through further, north and west of us. Your time's running out a little bit to get prepped up. But I'm sure anybody watching this is probably already prepped, and they're like me. They're going to sit back and watch what happens. It's cold. It's going to get cold. If you watch the weather, man, it's one of them deals where they're kind of like, don't go outside or you're going to die type weather. If you got exposed to it for a very long time, yeah, you would probably get very sick or possibly die in this type of wind chill. But guys, just dress warm when you go outside. Keep your hands covered, most of your face that you can keep covered. And I'm not talking about the pandemic mask. This is like, wear something on your face that can keep it warm if you're outside, in this wind and this cold weather. Dress warm. You go to bed at night, throw an extra blanket on the bed. Wear your long johns when you go to sleep or something, because when you wake up here in my area in the morning, it's going to be cold. It's going to be real cold. And to get off on deer hunting a minute, in my area, when it gets this cold, the deer don't move. Now they're moving right now, probably eating up, but they hunker down. They stay in the woods, they stay in the thick stuff to stay warm. So I'm probably not going to get to hunt in this cold snap. I would love to, but this is not like up north where you see all the hunting shows and when it's cold and snowing, all these massive bucks are out walking around, just in the middle of the day. That don't happen much here. They stay hunkered up in a thicket or, downwind. They know what they're doing. If you are hunting and you're going to try it, I would recommend going in the middle of the day, the warmest part, which is not really going to be warm tomorrow, but maybe try that. But guys, this is why we prep. This is why you shouldn't be panicking. You shouldn't be listening to the weatherman, scaring the hell out of you, saying it's going to get bad. It's winter. We'll probably have another chance of a storm this winter here in my area. And if you live up north, you probably deal with this all the time, and I understand that. But I also hope that you're prepped and you're ready to go for it. A lot of people nowadays can't live without power. They can't. And what I mean by that, I'm not talking about medical conditions. If they can't turn this phone on or a laptop or their TV, buddy, that's the middle of the monster I'm talking about. You imagine a house full of kids and the Wi-Fi goes out and the power's out for 2 or 3 days? It's not going to be good. But guys, get prepped up. You know, stay safe during this storm. Stay safe. That's one thing I do if you don't have to go out in it, don't go out. Even if it's not snowing, it's going to get cold, you know. If you do have to go out, layer up, you know, layer up. Stay safe out there. If you're still watching, hit that subscribe button. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and everyone who shares the videos. Keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. You're not safe anywhere in the world anymore, as recent events have showed us. Protect yourself and your family at all times, because you're the only person that can protect yourself and your family. At the end of the day, you know, 911's could be minutes or hours away from you. So protect yourself at all times. If you're still watching, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay warmed, and I hope you make it through this without busted pipes or anything like that. Stay safe, get prepped up. Let's sit back and see what this storm's going to bring us.